How is it that some people can walk in a room and be so magnetic, great magnetic presence, and able to be visible? How is it they can do that? I'll answer that question in a few moments. I know for me, most of my life, I was shy and I held back. Anytime I wanted to be out there, I didn't, even though I wanted to. Can you relate to any of that? That desire to be out there like other people, but I can't do that. It's too much. Because many of us have been taught things like, don't be so loud. Don't be so big. Who do you think you are? You're just being too much. So, what happens is, as you get messages like this, you start developing the fear of getting attention. I know for me, this is a good example. I was in college and I love psychology. I love learning about, I was taking a lot of counseling courses and I started raising my hand to answer the questions of the professor. And I would answer a question, but I'd say it in a low voice because I didn't want to be too seen. I don't want to look wrong. I don't want to look stupid. So I'd answer the question and the professor would go, "Thank you, Ruth." And this one guy, he did this quite a lot, annoyed the hell out of me. He would raise his hand right after me and he would say almost the same thing I said, but he said it in a strong, louder voice. And the professor would say, "Excellent point, Jim." And I would think, oh my God, I just said that. I got a nod and he got a wow. And this happened enough that I finally got caught on and I said, oh my God, I'm not projecting my voice. Maybe that's what I need to do to be really seen because he wasn't recognizing that I had some good intelligence here. And I started making a fuller voice when I answered. And do you know what happened? The professor started saying, "Excellent point, Ruth. That's right." And that's what was such a great lesson for me because I learned, oh my God, I'm not being recognized for who I am as a student in this example, just because I was holding myself back. He couldn't even see who I was, what I could offer. So, why does this matter for you as an entrepreneur and client magnetism? You have great skills, but if you can't get people's attention, you don't have anything because they can't see your magnificence. Like my professor couldn't really see what I can offer here. So, your heart and your talent is in the right place, but you're holding back. So, we have to reconcile our fear to be seen. I know it can be scary to do a webinar like this, or to be on stage, or to do a Facebook Live. But if you let fear of judgment rule you, you will always keep the brakes on and not share your voice, and of course, not be able to be seen. So the question is, how do you dissolve this self-consciousness? Well, there are many ways. I'm going to share two really important tips with you today. How to dissolve that and become more visible. And the first one is learning how to get present in a present state of mind into your body. Basically, what that means to get present is to get out of your mind or lose your mind, as I say, and get into your body. Because when you're present, you're still, you're at peace, and you cannot be in fear and presence at the same time. If you hang out in your mind, the fear is going to be all over the place. But if you can get into your body, you can get into a calmer state, which is where you want to present from when you're presenting in any form. And the studies show that when you're grounded in presence, this is so interesting, participants like you more, trust you more, they feel a deeper connection with you, and they remember more of what you say. And for the speaker who's more present, you also feel more connected to your audience as you're bringing more of your life force, your true essence, and your self consciousness starts to disappear as you're shifting your attention from your mind to your body. And what happens is when you're grounded, it sends a signal from your brain that you're safe. And when you're safe, your heart can open and you get to experience your authentic power. That's very magnetic. And you know what happens when you're stuck in your mind, your thoughts run amok and it's trouble, run wild. There's all kinds of criticism, mean girl, mean boy, whoever you are starts coming out and it's a mess. So, what you want to do is, I'm going to give you this technique. It's very easy. And then I'm going to demonstrate how it shows up in your speaking. So, all you need to do is connect with your breath and visually vision that you're moving from your mind into your center, your belly center, like this. I'm actually visioning that state of presence going right here. So I'm getting out of my mind into my core. Now, I'm going to demonstrate what it looks like to speak from your mind and then what it looks like when you're present and see if you can feel the difference. Way number one from my mind. Today, I'm going to share with you some important skills of how to be magnetic so that you can attract your right fit clients. Now, number two, get into my core. Today, I'm really excited to share with you some amazing techniques to get into your magnetic presence so that you can attract your right fit clients. Did you feel a difference? I know I did when I did it. The first time I felt like a reporter, I was just saying words to you. And the second one, I was coming more from a right here. I'm not judging what I'm saying. I'm just coming from my true present core self. That's one technique. And the second one I want to share with you to create magnetic presence is to speak from your heart. This is so important, I can't even stress. You remember maybe Maya Angelou saying this beautiful quote, people don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. Oh, it's so true. And a lot of times when I'm writing a course now, I'll be writing, and I'll go, am I pulling out feelings so that they can really feel this material? It's probably one of the most important statements I've ever heard. And it's so true. Because really, when you speak from your mind, you're speaking at people. But when you speak from your heart, you're connected. You feel them and they feel you. I often, right before I'm doing a speaking of any kind, I will close my eyes and I'll say, my heart is connected to them and they're connected to me. Like I'm feeling that connection even before I speak. And when you're connected like that, you're speaking from your most authentic voice. And it becomes a joy to speak instead of feeling intimidated. And that's what it feels like when you feel unshakable and authentic. It's easy. And when I'm talking about being talking from your heart or in any way, you don't have to be wow, out there, extroverted. I'm not. You can be quirky, you can be introverted, you can be who you are. You're supposed to be you, do you, but come from your heart. That's the point. So this happened to me years ago. I was invited to speak in front of a group. It was about 80 people, and I had it all written up. And I usually take notes with me because I like to refer to the notes. And I forgot my notes, and I never go without notes, especially when it's a long thing. This was like a 45-minute presentation, and I freaked out before I was going to go on. And I'm like, oh my God, but there was nothing I could do. But I had, gone over my notes a lot and I knew the gist of what I wanted to say. And what I did is I literally started to breathe, get present, and I connected to my heart and I just envisioned the audience, my heart connecting to them and them to me. And also asking my higher power to let the words and the emotions and my message come through me, not my mind, through me. All of that put together, I started to speak. Was I nervous? Yes, at first, but then it got better and better as I was speaking from my heart. I could feel myself getting grounded and calming down. And I was almost observing myself because I started seeing the words flowing, flowing, because that's what I was feeling. I loved the topic I was talking on. I finished the speech. Not only did I get applause, but some people actually stood up and gave me an ovation, which I never got. And what a lesson that was for my self-confidence, for my self-worth, but teaching me that speaking from your heart is key because they felt it and I felt them. My confidence rose that day times 100. It was such an amazing lesson. I was coming literally from my higher self, not from my critical mind. And my higher self believes in herself. I was able to stand in my message. And as a result, I could educate and inspire so much better. So the next time you have to present or want to present something online, live, ask yourself, where is my intention? Is it in my mind or my core? And make sure to come back to your core and speak from your heart. And when you do that, you are reclaiming the foundation of your being, your divine life force that you are. And as a result of that, you are reclaiming your magnetism, which is who you really are. And from that place, you are open, you're more real, you're in that flow. So these two techniques, being present and connecting from your heart, are truly, I think, some of the most valuable skills that you can have for client attraction to attract your right fit clients. Because when you're open hearted, you are safe enough to declare, this is who I am. That's your magnetic flow. And your right fit clients will feel your intention and your authenticity. So that's my two wonderful, hopefully wonderful tips for you. And I would love to hear your comments, what was helpful to you. And if you want more resources and strategies to clear your blocks to success, clear your blocks to client attraction, and to step in and live and embody your higher self, subscribe to this channel and you'll get so much more.